Yo, what's up? It's Kumbi. Um, Long time no see. I was kind of, I wanted to be like, oh, it's exams, so I'm gonna lock in now, you know? Not in terms of school, just, I mean, in general. It's easier to lock in because, it's all the study weeking and shit, so no one's really like, I don't have any lectures, no one's really like at school. Everyone's at home, since you're at home, it's easier to like not really cheat on shit like your diet and shit. So, and it's easier to just get shit done since you're just at home. I've been playing like video games with my friends, and that's like my fucking social interaction, you know? Because the thing is, most of my friends that I go to the gym with, they, the one doesn't go unless he's going to school, because then I'll drive him there. And then the other one just doesn't go a lot in general. I'm like the real goer of the gym, so I've just been going by myself, which is chill. It makes the session shorter. I've noticed it's a lot shorter. Like it's like 2 hours max usually, since it's just me and there's no like waiting in between. There's no like heavy yapping. My other normal gym bro, he's now gone. He's like studying abroad, so it's just me for the foreseeable future. Um, what? Oh yeah, but I was gonna say, oh, I'm locking in, but that's not the reason I'm making this video. There's two reasons. One, I noticed that I haven't been uploading in a bit, and I was actually thinking about the whole idea of basically the idea that you gotta put days in, you gotta put points on the board, you gotta put time into whatever craft, so that the day when you do, so that the day when you get lucky, you already have a catalog of experiences to fully optimize, fully take advantage of the luck, right? So it's like something like I know Greg Doucette says it a lot. He's like, by the time one of my videos blew up, I already had like 100 or 300 and something videos already posted. And I'm like, that makes sense. If a video blows up, because I was thinking about it a lot. I was like, if a video blows up and you only have fucking 5 videos and you post every 3 months, then the person who might have subscribed is more likely to look and be like, bro doesn't really upload much and there's not much for me to watch. Should I really subscribe? Nah, I'll find someone else, so I'll come back when he has more videos to watch, right? Whereas if the same thing happens to someone else, but that someone else, not even they upload more, they just have more videos out at the time, like they have like 50 videos, then the person will subscribe because they might be like, okay, well, he doesn't have a lot of videos, but I mean, he doesn't upload a lot, but he has quite a catalog for me to return to in the meanwhile, and I know that he's kind of dedicated, like he will come back, because that's the thing with, at least for me, when it comes to YouTube, whenever I see a channel with not a lot of videos and they don't post a lot, I'm more likely to just assume that if the person posts like once every 3 months and I see that the last time they posted was like 4 months ago, then if they only have like 5 videos, I'm more likely to assume that they just don't upload it anymore. Whereas if they have like 50 videos, and I can be like, well, okay, it's a bit longer than usual, but like it's not like he's just gonna disappear. Like he's kind of committed to this. So if he was going to stop uploading, then he'd most likely make a video about stopping uploading. Whereas someone where if it's 5 videos, I'm like, maybe he just stopped. Like in fan fiction author as thing, bro. But yeah, today I have chest. I'm gonna do that a bit later. I added in a third exercise. Before I was only doing 2 chest exercises. I want to try out adding what I'm gonna do is gonna be incline press, and then before I do the flies, I'm gonna do a flat press, like on the machine. I'm gonna do a flat press just to see how having 3 chest exercises will, how I'll feel. I'll obviously, it'll be good because it's like within a nice set range. It's like what it'll now be like 9 chest sets a week, which is pretty solid. Um, in terms of like the diet, it's been going alright. I had a bit of a binge like last week. So like yesterday, I was like a lot higher than I am today. Like yesterday, I was in like 84 point something, right? But I knew it was also water weight because, what I'd been eating during the weekend. There's a lot of stuff that like makes you retain more water. So I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna drink some water, And then, I also didn't drink a ton of water. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm just going to drink some water. And then I'll be like, I'll lose like a kg, like wake up a kg lighter tomorrow. Guess what happened? I woke up a kg lighter because I have a better idea of how this works than before. So yeah, right now I'm like 83.2. Um, I'm trying to get back to 82. I was like 82.5 and then I forgot what happened in between. And then now I'm 83.2. Something that I'm gonna try out in terms of basically I'm trying to make this kind of diet more sustainable. That's something that I'm working on right now. Just make it more sustainable so that I stop having bouts of no reason binging. Because what do I mean by that? So like for me, I don't really count when something happens and then it just happens to be something where you eat more, right? Like if fucking I don't know, someone has a birthday, right? And then I happen to eat more on the day of that birthday. I don't count that as a binge because that's just like an occasion. That's like it's one of those, it's an occasion. So you get there, you eat food, there's a cake, there's snacks. It's one of those, it's a more occasion based thing. So I don't really count that as like a binge because it's like you telling me you're just gonna stand there and some people do, but like I am not one of those people. Right, so I don't count that. What I count is like when I just buy shit, like it's a Friday and I just buy a lots of shit, and then I just eat those over like the next few days, and then for like 3 days I'm like eating like at 3,000 calories, which is like in a surplus. Because I'm pretty sure from the calculator, my maintenance should be around like 2.7. I'm not completely sure. I'll really figure it out when I get to the ideal weight, but it's like 2.7. I just say like 2.5, right? So if I'm eating at 3,000, it means that I'm eating like in a surplus, right? So it's like I've eaten in a surplus, eaten in a surplus 2 days, right? So I want to avoid that, right? Because it's not really conducive to the goal. Because if you go down during the week and then during the weekend you just shoot back up, it just slows down the progress because it just means that you're not consistently going down. You like go down, shoot back up, but you're not shooting back up all the way back to the beginning. You shoot back up like halfway, then you go lower, then you shoot back up, and then you go lower. And I'd rather just go lower, even if it's like it wouldn't be a slower pace, but you know what I'm saying. I'd rather just go lower. So one thing that I've noticed as being a problem that causes these things, these binge days, is this: I can willpower my way through the week in terms of denying, but then the problem with that is that by the time I get to, because I have a quite the sweet tooth, right? So it's like I can willpower my way throughout the week, but then when I get to like the weekend and shit where my defenses are a bit lower, I'm more susceptible to just like going gung ho. I'm more susceptible to that. So one thing that I'm trying out now this week, I'll see this week and next week. I'm gonna do it for like 2 weeks also. Is I want to see how just having a regular like sugary snack will affect, like still within the deficit, still within my allotted calories, but just there, consistently there. Whenever like it's an option that I have, just because the thing is you can track these things, right? I know how much calories are in. Like I like TimTams, right? I know that it's like 100 calories per TimTam, right? And usually most of them was like nine per bag or some shit. But like I know instead of just buying one and eating the whole thing, it's like I know how many calories are in it, so I can like what do you call it? I can eat it in moderation. Basically, I can regulate for how much calories there are because I know I in terms of calories, I know I have my breakfast, which is like the eggs and the ham and shit, which is like 500 calories. And then usually I just have the breakfast, something in between maybe, and then like supper. But usually there's space for something in between if I feel like it, right? Although since I tend to eat breakfast pretty late, it's usually just breakfast and supper, right? So my idea is that if I have the snack like in between, like during the day, not like it doesn't have to be every day, it's just days that I feel like it, right? But like I have the certain amount of the snack that I know I can eat, and then obviously the willpower is just to stop there. But like, and then I want to see how that affects it in that I'll continue going down since I'm still within the deficit. But ideally, the idea is that um because I'm kind of regulating the cravings by, by having some when I do want, just I have it within moderation. Since I'm regulating the cravings, ideally I'd stay within the deficit. Now I can't imagine it's the best for like my health and maybe my skin and shit. But yeah, I'll see. I only started it this week. So we'll see. We'll see, people, I can imagine it at the least would help with the deficit. They'll need to figure everything else out, Need to like combat the negatives of sugar with water or some shit. Bro science ass answer. Another thing that I've started doing, it's actually been like almost a month since we've spoken. Isn't that amazing? But another thing that I've started doing, I've started tracking my water intake. Why? Because I wanted to make sure basically that I'm getting in enough water, right? A healthy amount of water to have is like a gallon a day, which is 4 liters. 4 liters of water is a healthy amount per day. Although I'd like to be having more. I know it's unhealthy at like 10 liters per day. So what I usually do, I make sure that I have at least 6 usually. Like 3. So this is a 2-liter bottle that I just drank from. So I usually, before leaving the house, I would like to have drunk, before leaving the house, I drink 2 liters of water. Not like every time I leave the house, but like before I actually leave the house for anything, 2 liters must have been drunk at the least. That way, if I'm going to school, I know that by the time I'm at school, I've at least drunk 2 liters. Then I'm at the gym, I'll probably drink like a liter. And then when I get home, 2 liters. So that's at least 5 liters every day, right? Because I've started the day off by drinking the 2, right, before I left. On days like this, mostly I'm getting like 6, 7. So if I'm at the gym, it's like 7 liters because it'll be like I usually drink 2 liters before leaving, 2 liters in the middle of the day, and then like 2 liters at night, right? And then if I go to the gym, that's like a liter, right? So yeah, I thought it was something important, Drink a lot of water helps with the skin, helps with what's called keeping down water retention. You don't really retain a lot of water if you're drinking a lot of water. What's it called? Helps with the skin, helps with sodium, helps with me specifically. I have like oily skin, and the thing is, if you have oily skin, when you eat oily foods, okay, let me explain how like lots of breakouts happen. I won't say all. From my understanding, how lots of breakouts happen is that your skin has oil, right? And it has an oil to water ratio. And the oil ratio kind of goes up when you eat more oily foods, right? Oily, I don't know about sugary, but oily sugar, let me just say oily sugary foods, right? The oil ratio in your skin goes up. And when the ratio is too skewed towards oil, you have a breakout. So one of the ways that you can it's the reason why water works in terms of your skin, is that if you have more water, you can kind of keep the ratios in an ideal range, from water to oil. So you'd ideally have more water than oil or just equal, but you don't. The second oil starts being the predominant one, that's when you start having breakouts and stuff. So I was like, okay, I know I have oily skin. I know I like sugar and shit. And just in general, I have oily skin. So I'm like, let me just keep track of the water and keep it in an ideal range. Because one thing that I noticed is that it might be just what do you call it? Fulfillment bias, self-serving bias, some shit like that. I noticed that usually when I get like a breakout, it's never just it was a day that I was eating lots of sugary shit and stuff. It's never that, because the sugary stuff by itself doesn't really do much. For me, it's days where I was doing that and I didn't drink a lot of water. Because usually those are paired. Days like that, they're paired. So usually what happens is that it's a day where I did all of that and I barely drank any water. And then that's when I get the breakout. That's what I noticed. So I was like, okay, this is something that I need to keep track of so that I can mostly, be on top of it all the time. Is that all? I think so. I'm gonna try and be posting videos basically every day again. Before I wasn't posting much because I was basically in my mind, I was like making it a bigger thing than it had to be. I was like, oh, there's gonna be cinematography. Ooh, I still need money I need to like save money to get a camera. Ooh, I need what's called get better cinematography. I need to edit more. I need to do all this shit. And then I was like, nah, let me just make the videos, I'll figure out all that other stuff in time, I know I've been saying that, but I'll figure it all out in time. I'll dedicate more time to it later. I can't do it right now. I'm in exams, bro. But I do have the time to record myself talking to the camera about shit and uploading it, because that doesn't take much out of my time, and and it's a good way to distract myself, take a bit of a break from work, take a bit of a break from working while also feeling like I'm doing something and not just doing like, just not just like existing and feeling like I'm just existing. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you I don't know, have something to say, leave a comment, subscribe. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good workout. Peace.